I am Nana born under the sun of Ghana, and I have come tonight to whisper truths that many dare not speak. Listen closely, for this is not a story woven from fear or fancy. No, this is real. Witchcraft is real, alive, and it lurks in places you least suspect. It hides behind the faces you trust, behind the voices you love, the people you hold close, the ones you call family. They may be the very shadows that haunt you. The word of God, it is true. And I tell you, it is yeah and amen. When Jesus spoke of a man's own kin rising as enemies, he spoke from wisdom, from the place where he sees the root of human hearts. He knew, he always knew. It all began long ago in the house I called home. I grew up believing, foolishly perhaps, that it was a Christian home. But there were no morning prayers, no devotions at the break of day, nothing sacred, only Sundays. The ritual of dressing in our best, the stiff colors, the polished shoes, the solemn march to church. My mother, my father, a senior brother, my younger sister, and I, this was my world. My mother, I knew her well, petty, quarrelsome, and ever so troublesome. These were her marks upon the world, and in truth, I did not see it then as spiritual. I thought it was just her nature, the way the wind blows in a storm. But oh, I remember a day, a visit to a church unlike any other, spiritual, powerful, strange. My mother had taken my sister and me along. There was a woman, a prophetess, her eyes sharp as knives. When the service ended, she called me forward. I went with my sister. We stood side by side, young and unknowing. I was 13, and she looked at me with eyes that pierced through the veil of years yet to come. You, she said, when you grow, you will be rich, filthy rich. But then she paused, as though sensing my sister's gaze. Not to worry, she said. I will tell you more later, when you are alone. I did not understand. At 30, who could? My sister, just 9, innocent yet curious, asked her own question. And me? She said, will I be rich? Will my husband be wealthy? The prophetess's eyes flicked over her briefly, and her voice cut like a whisper of shadow. You will be okay, but you will not be as rich as her. I did not read meaning into it then. I filed it away, a note in the margin of my life, unnoticed. Time passed, years slipping like sand through fingers. 17 came to me, a girl still unknowing, unpracticed in the art of prayer. My parents were Presbyterians, my mother climbing the ladder of their church, an elder among the faithful. Sundays we went, dressed in our best, but in our hearts we carried no fire, no fervor. One night I went to bed and entered a dream unlike any other. I was standing in a park, darkness all around, and yet I prayed as I never had awake. My voice lifted to the sky, a torrent of desperation, and a voice came from the heavens. Look, it said. I looked up, and the night sky spilled stars across the void, glittering and cruel in their beauty. This is how I will bless you. The voice whispered. This is how your life will bloom, full of blessings. Then, as dreams shift like mist, my mother appeared. Her eyes were flames, her face twisted in fury. She began to throw objects at me, garbage, shards of anger, and distinctively I prayed. I lifted my hands, and whatever I could pull from the heavens, I hurled back at her. Fire, fire, vengeance. Back and forth we went, the night air scorching between us until she vanished and the dream dissolved like smoke. I was 17, unversed in God's power, and yet, even then, a spark of something greater held me. I woke, and the dream lingered, though I did not know its meaning. Life moved forward. University, then years of struggle. 7 years, no job, no respite. My mother divorced my father, and our family home became a battlefield. We were cast out, forced into survival. My mother, taking my younger sister with her, told me to find my own place. I did. I suffered. I got pregnant. Life was a storm. Then, one day, a newspaper brought hope. I applied. I was chosen. A first Ghanaian in a company based in South Africa. My mother, though, her spirit restless, demanded what I had not yet earned. When the money did not come fast enough, her wrath rained down. 3 months, and I bought a car. I rented a home. Life seemed to breathe again, but the shadows watched. My mother came, ostensibly visiting. She saw the house, the car, the life I carved from struggle, and she whispered, envy, masked as critique, her words cutting. I managed her, but after she left, the spiral began again. Jobs lost, confusion, hardship, my marriage tested, my body betrayed. I broke my ankle. They said 3 months to heal. 4 years it took. Wheelchair bound, abandoned by my husband, alone with my son, and still I clung to God. Prayer became my weapon. I did not suspect then that the hands of my own blood worked against me. My mother, my sister, the very flesh of my flesh, carried a darkness I could not yet name. Jobs would fall through, troubles would rise, always with their presence near. When my mother approached, I felt unease in my spirit, a sickness, a warning. I resisted her proximity, keeping distance, and yet the pattern persisted, a shadow circling my life. I introduced a man to my mother for marriage. She set impossible conditions. She refused to attend the wedding. My older brother signed a certificate in her absence. Life moved, yet every blessing seemed hunted, stalked. Salt, a simple weapon of God, became my shield. I sprinkled it across the house, and my sister's anger boiled, though I acted with permission, witnessed by another. She did not see the protection, only the defiance. The whispers of witchcraft began to weave into my waking life. The signs multiplied. After the salt incident, a chill settled in my bones. I kept thinking, why would she, my own sister, carry such hatred for a simple act meant to protect her? The salt, it was a shield, a holy guard. Yet her mind twisted it, poisoned it. made it a grievance against me. The next vision came like a shadow in my waking hours. I returned from work one evening, exhausted, preparing for a night of vigil and prayer. My luggage was packed, ready for a retreat, my soul eager for God's presence. The TV hummed with prayers and chants for my spiritual channel, filling the house with sacred light. And then I felt a strike against my back. No one was there. My pulse raced. I turned, and there she was, my mother, furious, looming over me. Transported suddenly, I found myself in my bedroom, luggage packed, and her eyes pierced me, measuring me as if she could devour my essence with her gaze. Then she vanished, melting into the air like smoke, leaving a tremor in my spirit. I sent word of this vision to my spiritual father. He knew. I knew then the threads of darkness around me were not random. Why were deliberate, they were personal. When my fourth job collapsed, I intensified my prayers. I sought a deliverance session, a place where spirits could be unveiled and shadows confronted. There it came, the revelation I dreaded. My sister, she was tied to a spirit of a dog. The dreams I had seen, the dogs that circled, that threatened, but never quite touched, suddenly made sense. She confessed in manifestation, trembling under the weight of exposure. I am married to a dog. I take what belongs to her. Her wealth, her blessings, I redirect them. My own blood, twisted by envy, wielding powers meant to corrupt, meant to steal my destiny. She said it plainly. My mother and I were angry because I would use my blessings for God, not for them. They wanted to divert the streams of my life into their hands. They sought what was mine by birthright, by labor, by God's blessing. 33 years, 33 years of shadows, of interference, of a life stalked by the ones who should have loved me most. And yet, even in this darkness, I saw the mercy of God. When she attempted to transfer her madness onto me through that hug, it failed. There is no power greater than God's. If I had faltered, if I had sought solutions elsewhere, I would not be here speaking these truths tonight. I would have been devoured, but by His mercy, I survived, and the attacks continued. Jobs were lost, accidents came. The breaking of my ankle, the 4 years confined to a wheelchair, abandonment by my husband, isolation with my son. It was hell, the very fires of affliction. But I clung to prayer. I clung to God. Each prayer a lifeline, each fasting a shield. It became clear that the cycle was not random. Each time the darkness struck, my mother or sister would draw near, their presence a harbinger of chaos. They watched, intervened, whispered curses into the unseen. But I died. I'd not yield. I remembered the dream of fire, the vision of the park, and I realized the battles were spiritual. I sought the guidance of my spiritual father, fortified myself with salt, with prayer, with the word, and it all pointed back to the same truth. Family is not always safe. Love is not always protection. Blood can be tainted. Hearts can turn wicked. I had to see, confront it, survive it. Each manifestation, each revelation was a piece of the puzzle falling into place. I was learning that God's protection is not abstract, it is active, it intervenes, it shields, it restores what darkness seeks to steal. My sister, through the deliverance, confessed everything: the dog spirit, the theft of my blessings, the envy and rage. And I knew at last the truth of those early dreams, the long years of struggle. She had been taking from me what was mine, giving it to herself, trying to corrupt my path, divert my destiny. All this, my own flesh, my own family, driven by greed and darkness. And yet, even through all of this, there was light. My son, a living miracle, a witness to God's protection. Even as I faced assaults from my own blood, he remained safe. God reminded me through him his protection is personal, powerful, inescapable. The vow I made that day to never seek solution outside God, to never turn to other powers, to never rely on spirits or deities, has carried me through. I was pronounced dead once, rushed to the mortuary, lifeless, and yet I woke. My son watched, God watched. No human, no spirit, no shadow could claim me. That is the power I cling to, and it is what I tell you. Tonight, there is no power beyond God. Witchcraft is real, malice is real, but God is real, and He is stronger than any shadow, stronger than any hand raised against you, even by those you love. Through it all, I remained steadfast. Prayer, fasting, studying the Word, and clinging. G, to God's promises. I learned that the weapons of the enemy will form, but they will not prosper. I learned that fire will come, water will rage, and yet the Lord walks with you. My mother and sister's schemes, their envy, their theft of destiny could not claim me because I remained under the shadow of his wings. So hear me, my dear brothers and sisters, hold fast to God. Do not waver, do not stray, do not seek answers in places where darkness reigns. The family you trust, the sister you love, the mother you cling to, they may be the agents of destruction, but God is stronger. His word is your sword. Prayer is your shield. Hold on. Do not compromise. Even when life seems impossible, even when death seems near, even when betrayal flows through blood, hold fast, for God will deliver. My son survived, I survived. God's hand is strong, and his mercy is perfect. Witchcraft exists, malice is real, and the enemy will come close, but the Lord of heaven and earth cannot be defeated. Remember this. Pray, read the word, hold fast to God's promises. Do not trust blindly, not even family. Stand strong. Walk with God, for He will see you through. He has seen me through. He will see you through. If my story touches you, strengthens you, or warns you, do not keep it to yourself. Share it. Study the Word. Hold on. And if you want more stories like this, More lessons of survival and faith. Please subscribe, follow, and join our community. The battles are real, but God is real. God bless you. My dear brothers and sisters, the truth is clear. Witchcraft is real. Evil can come from the most unexpected places, even from those you trust and love the most. But no matter how dark the attacks, no matter how powerful the schemes, God is stronger. They is the shield that cannot be broken, the protector who never fails, and the one who restores what has been stolen through all bad, the pain, betrayal, and affliction. I have learned one thing: hold fast to God, pray without ceasing, study His Word, and trust His promises. Do not seek solutions from spirits or deities, and do not blindly trust, even family, when darkness lurks. Let God fight your battles, because His power is unmatched and His timing is perfect. I share my story with you so that you may be warned, strengthened, and inspired. Life may be hard, attacks may come, but with God, you will survive, you will overcome, and your blessings will come to you in full measure. If my story has touched you, strengthened your faith, or given you hope, please subscribe to my channel. Join our community of believers, stay connected, and receive more testimonies, lessons, and encouragement on walking faithfully with God. Remember, hold fast, trust God, and never forget His power is greater than any darkness you will ever face. God bless you.